So it has started. The Clover Kingdom is under attack, and like I said to you guys last review, shit was gonna go down this episode, and of course, like the art that we're gonna get, but it was still pretty cool seeing in animation, and of course the villains as well. What's up, everyone? My name is Flame, and welcome everyone to Black Clover, episode 21 already, which is crazy. In this episode, we, last off of Asta, protecting Noelle from her sister and her brothers being, absolute jerks. Him spilling wine on Noelle, and Asta, is always having the courage of saying to Noelle or to other people, is not running from these jerks. They call us peasants and everything like that, but we are more, and we could defend ourselves. So it's pretty cool. I said this in my reviews of Black Clover that we are going to get a lot of cast in this anime, and we truly do. We get the names of everyone in this royal palace right here. Of course, my buddy Leo, which is an awesome character, which we do see his funny moments and his character in this episode. And like I said to you guys, last review, he was kind of like a little bit of a douche, or I don't really know, kind of a mean person last episode. But what his character, who he actually is, we do see this episode, which I'm very happy. Leo is one of my favorite characters, and it's good, of course, seeing him in animation, and of course now in the story of Black Clover. But what's cool about this scene in the royal capital, not just Asta, literally battling everyone. He is versing Noelle's brother and sister. He's versing people from the Golden Dawn, and I'll have their names up here in an image or whatever, just because I don't remember any more of their names. Like I said, this is a huge cast, and we're getting more and more characters by the minute, so it's definitely hard. I feel like the challenging part of watching Black Clover here is not really remembering the episodes, it's just remembering of this cast. Some of them I only know a few right now, or maybe that's just me and I have a bad memory. But it's still cool of Asta kind of going back to back versus these characters. He brings out both his swords as well, which is pretty cool. And I just like the magical abilities that each person has, and this is a cool part of just this scene, is everyone's magic ability and what they can do. And even when the Clover Kingdom gets attacked, we see more of the people that didn't fight in the Clover Kingdom here, between Leon. And I like Leon's character as well. He is the brother to Leo. And Leon, I like this part as well. It's just because, he's a royal. He's also family to the Sylvia family, which, that's where Noelle and Mimosa come from. They're kind of like a family relatives. I'll have kind of an image showing right them, kind of their ancestors and kind of what they are to here now, which is pretty cool. So the Vermilion family is also royals and kind of have a family side. But I like that, Leon protected Asta. It's kind of like, I don't want to put the Colossus character, but he gets where Asta is at. He understands Asta's character, and that he does protect the Clover Kingdom, and so does Noelle as well. And that's why I love the Vermilion side, not the Sylvia side right now of this anime, just because they give Asta and even or Noelle respect. And it's kind of the fight between I think it's Nozel, if I'm saying that correctly. I'm not too sure if I'm saying that right or not. He is, of course, the captain of the Eagles, which is of Noelle's older brother, and we definitely see him and Leon's magic full force, and they're not even fighting at all. This is just kind of the atmosphere in the room. It's like what we see from Yami's character when Asta saw him for the first time, that kind of purple shaking all around, showing what their magical powers are. So it's pretty cool to see what Leon and Nozel, if I'm saying that correctly, I'm not too sure, we see their powers go off, and they're not even fighting whatsoever. So it's pretty crazy of what captains could actually do. And we do see the captain of another squad. I forget what they are, but they're mostly I'm pretty sure they're just that magic squad full of girls, if I do recall. We see their magical abilities as well. It's like I said, there's a lot of cast and characters in this scene. But then we get to the big part of the episode, which is kind of the halfway point, is the destruction of the Clover Kingdom. We see this guy, and his magic so far that we've seen is, I think this is correctly, if I remember from the manga, is if they ever kill someone like a civilian or whatever, he can bring them back as zombies, and they're pretty strong, magical, I guess, zombies if you look at it, because we've seen some of the Clover Kingdom, guards or whatever try to destroy these things, but every time they destroy them, they come back, regain, I guess, their body, and then they kill them off. So this guy's magic is pretty strong. We're definitely gonna get more of him and his character next episode, and more of this arc and everything. And we see, Asta's character, protect everyone. So him and Leo are all gone. They're trying to protect these citizens as much. And we see, them split up in the groups. So we're going to have, of course, Leon and Noel go to help Leo and Asta. And then we have, and then some of the Golden Dawn members go to like the West District and etc. like that. So it's kind of just protecting the Clover Kingdom at this point. But it's getting more fierce and fierce, and I'm liking it. We're getting to a dark side of Black Clover that I think we have seen so far, but not as intense as this. I think this is like the first kind of dark side and real problem, because if you look through Asta and and even Noel, this is going to be the hardest mission that they have ever done. Like, it's going to be way harder than the dungeon versus Mars and in the Diamond Kingdom. It's protecting the Clover Kingdom. This is going to happen time and time again with enemies trying to destroy it, and it's going to be the first time protecting. So are they going to do well? I just feel like it's going to just kind of prove that they could protect the Clover Kingdom right here. And it's like Asta saying before, at the table versus the other Magic Knights, is him going to become the Wizard King, and him getting becoming the Wizard King and just collecting more stuff to become the Wizard King someday. So I think it's going to be a good arc for him, proving himself and what he could do without any magical abilities. And Leo wants to be his rival, even though Asta is but there's more than one rival. It's always Leo's character that he wants to be better than everyone else. So it kind of ends off right there. It's a really intense episode, which I really liked. The Vermilion family we finally see in animation. If you haven't read the manga, I love their characters, their voice actors, of how they played them. It was really good. It was interesting. It was funny. I do enjoy that. Noel's family, still dicks. You still hate them, even though that the Silver Eagles are really strong. They're complete assholes, so we still see that from them. And I just, the only thing that I want to know more going into this arc is, of course, the enemy's intention. He hates the Clover Kingdom. I definitely want to see more of his magic, of what he could do. Could he do more than just, create zombies? So it's going to be interesting of what Black Clover is going towards. I love this dark side. It's definitely a new route of what Black Clover is, instead of it being, kind of back and forth. It's always friendly, a comedy, or maybe a filler episode, and then you get a little bit of dark. But I'm glad that, throughout this whole arc, it's a very serious tone of if they could protect the Clover Kingdom or not, because this is their chance right here to prove to the Wizard King and to everyone else that if they can protect it, then they are good. It'll build up the rep for and Asta to become the Wizard King someday, if that they could protect this the Clover Kingdom from the enemy. Hope you guys all enjoyed my review of Black Clover here today. With this episode, guys, I definitely had to give it an 8 out of 10. I'm just glad that these episodes are just getting better and better and better every time. And I do want to say this throughout every single review, just because Black Clover was at a state where it was back and forth, but now I just feel like it's getting to a way better anime, and with this episodes that we're getting, it's going to even make it better and better. And I feel like a lot of people will enjoy, you guys and even me. Like, I'm going to keep watching it like every single day or every single Tuesday it comes out. But I'm just happy that every single time it's going to put a smile on my face. I'm going to relate it to Hero Academia just a little bit. Hero Academia, every time an episode came out, I loved it. And now Black Clover, I feel like, is doing that exact same thing. For me personally, I don't know for you guys, but for me personally, I'm loving every single episode that's coming out. So good job to you, Black Clover. But have an amazing day, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that kind of good stuff. And we'll see you guys next week for another Black Clover review. Much love, and hope you all have a wonderful day.